have like a top 3 favorite male pros, female pros? Do you have like somebody you're just kind of like, this fucking guy?
I don't like fanboy out like that. I got this one, I wouldn't really call him a friend. He's somebody I used to play with, and he like really fanboys for Ben Johns. Like to the point where I remember at San Clemente, he's literally like, Ben, give me your shirt. Ben takes off his sweaty ass shirt and gives it to him, and he's like, yes. And he's like, this is the second time I've done this. I'm like, bro, that is...
What's going on, everybody? We're live today with Chris. Is it Cantino? What's your...
Oh, that's so good. I've gotten that before. It's Chris Cali.
Cali, that's what it is.
Chris Cantino's going to love that so much.
That's awesome.
You just gave him so much ammo right there.
Chris Cali, the host of the Sorry Not Sorry Pickleball podcast, or just podcast?
I mean, that's always been the debate for the last 3 years. It's like, is it a podcast? You got to watch it on YouTube because it's like a lot of highlights. So yeah, I don't know. You call it show, podcast, doesn't upset me either way. I call it a podcast.
Yeah, so basically, you know, my first question for anybody really kind of comes down to how do you get involved with pickleball, right? And then the second one would be as a follow-up to, you know, how do you go from playing pickleball to creating, you know, this kind of unique content that you do for your own brand?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same story that everybody's had. You know, it's like you try it once, you're like, oh, this is like pretty fun. It's not for old people, right? We've all heard that story 1,000 times. And then I started playing. But the thing was, like, I went to go play with my friends one time, and I was like, I don't know the kitchen rules, the serve rules. I go on YouTube. I'm like, I got to make sure I know this stuff for tomorrow. And then I'm like, yo, they have like strategy videos and coaching. I'm like, this is great. I saw like Jordan Briones. And then I'm like, yo, they have pro pickleball. And it's kind of funny looking back because I remember seeing this YouTube video that was like gold medal match, Tyson McGuffin versus Ben Johns. I don't know who they were at all. And I just remember seeing Tyson, he's like all tatted up, and I'm like, yo, this is like a young guy who's like kind of cool looking. I'm like, this is crazy. And I watched it. And dude, I thought because it was a gold medal match, I thought that meant it was like in the Olympics. I'm like, yo, wow, 2 Americans in the Olympics playing in the finals. I had no idea it was just some like random tournament in like the Bristol, Tennessee or some shit like that.
That's so funny.
But
how long ago was that actually?
That was in 2021.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's right around COVID years-ish?
Yeah, kind of like right after that. Yeah, when we all were like looking for stuff to do.
Yeah.
But so then I became aware, like, yo, there's a pro level. I started getting into it. And then what would happen is, you know, I would watch, I'd watch people like you. I'd watch people like J-Dub, a lot of the APP stuff, obviously the PPA stuff. But to me, it was so great and also so funny because they would like interview people after, and you'd see these interviews with someone like J.W. Johnson, and it was just like the funniest answers ever because he's just like so awkward and just so off the cuff. And dude, it would crack me up. And I would go to like open play, and I would talk to my friends who were also playing pickleball. I'm like, yo, did you watch any of the matches last night? Like, did you see that funny moment? Did you see that cringy thing that happened? And they were clueless. They're like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah. So I was like, dang, this kind of sucks. I don't have anybody to talk to about this. Like, I'm finding this fascinating and interesting and entertaining. So I was like, how do I like, show people like the stuff that gives me joy, the cringy moments, the funny moments, the cool highlights and stuff that you see. So that's pretty much like been the motivation for what I'm doing.
Yeah, dude, that's like, so obviously you had to do something before that had a little bit to do with creating content, right? So is there anything you did, relatively speaking, that's close to what you're doing now? Yeah,
I mean, I was doing, the reason I live in California, I came out here to do stand-up comedy. I've been doing it since I was 18 years old, and 2020 hit, everything got shut down. I wasn't able to do it, and so I was like, okay, what do I do? I had some, cameras and other equipment because of my job at the time. We got moved to working at home. So I was like, oh, I could do like a podcast thing. First attempt completely failed. It was like not great. But then, once I started getting into pickleball, I was like, there's kind of a wide open ocean out here for like content. There's not a whole lot of people doing it. And like, I don't necessarily find myself that funny, but I feel like I see a lot of things that are funny. And I was like, nobody is pointing at all the stuff that is funny. So I just like wanted to do that so bad. I was like, let me just like present all the funniest things that I see to people. And I don't know, it seems like people are actually into that. So
yeah, and Do you do all the editing and all the stuff by yourself too? So you have to learn that as well.
Yeah, thankfully I actually learned that. I went to film school, which is crazy. I went to film school at ASU, which is like the biggest joke. Like if you want to do if you want to do nothing at all while you're in college, go to ASU and also become a film major. It's like simultaneously the easiest thing to do, and also somehow I almost didn't graduate. I was that lazy and distracted, which is easy at ASU. But yeah, so I was a film major. I learned how to edit there. I grew up like making videos all the time with friends. That was like always our thing.
Yeah.
I did a lot of acting back in the day.
Sick.
Like when I lived in New Jersey, I'm going to New York every single weekend when I was like 20 years old to do auditions and stuff like that. So I was like kind of immersed in that like creative space.
You're talking about this was like 30 years ago. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Oh wow, dude, you're a little older than I thought you were.
Yeah.
You look my age.
Yeah. How old are
And
you?
I don't look my age.
How old are you?
Like we look 27, 28.
Yeah, that's what I get a lot.
I'm 25.
Okay. Honestly, I feel like a compliment you call me 27 because most people are like, you look like you're 23 or 24. And I'm like,
Wow.
I am not. I'm grown up.
Like I'm not a
I'm
fucking
in my
child.
30s. Yeah.
That's hilarious. So how did the name Sorry Not Sorry kind of come about?
Well, I wanted some because I knew like when I was doing it that I just have kind of a personality, I guess, where I'm a little bit like, I don't want to say combative, but I'm like willing to kind of like, get a little edgy and say things that might be, I don't know if controversial is the right word, but I don't know. I just like make fun of people and make fun of things.
Yeah.
So I was like,
But in like you do it in a very like polite, just kind of like fucking around.
yeah.
Like you mean it, but it's only like you mean it like 2%.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, I'm like 2% mean it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not trying to be like cruel or harsh or mean. I'm just like, I find something funny, and if it comes at somebody's expense, well, sorry. I'd rather entertain 99 people and upset one than, really be like, oh, I don't want to upset this one person. So
Yeah, so how have you seen your channel kind of grow over time, right? Because when you started it back in 2021, you said ish.
I started in 2023.
2023, the channel.
Yeah.
Okay, actually that's a pretty good year, but I'm guessing the overall content, and then nobody really probably knew of you or you playing pickleball, whatever it was. Like, was it hard to kind of get recognition and the views and the likes, or did it come pretty easy?
I mean, first year was like. Probably the first 6 months were kind of rough, like, I mean, I had low expectations. So like at the time I'm like, yo, I got 300 views on a video. This is crazy. But then from there, I think I just kind of approached it the right way. I was putting out clips. I was pretty active on social media. So, it somewhat took off. And, I'm very thankful for a lot of people that like promoted it, that like got word of it, so I think back then, I remember like Thomas Shields, when he did the podcast with Zane, they had said some nice things. Same with Jimmy from King of the Court. They would kind of throw my name out there and promote me a little bit. So that helped so much.
Yeah.
But then it was like all the momentum, kind of built up. So that way, second year of doing it, 2024, it's just been growing and growing ever since. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. And do you feel like it's still kind of like, going up and better?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely getting better. Obviously, the subscribers keep going up. I will say that, like, I definitely am, like, super low. I feel like I have great views, like, view count, but subscriber count is so low. Like, I look at everything else, and I'm like, yo, everybody's got so much subscribers. Like, I haven't even hit 10K yet. So, I don't know. But at the same time, I have more views than subscribers. So, I'm like, that's my way of, like, kind of feeling good about it. So.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, if you're watching most of my shit, you might as well fucking subscribe.
Yeah,
and they're not. That's
exactly. I'm like, they gotta beg you. Yeah.
I know you do a lot of the longer content, like they call it long form content, right? Like, but do you ever grab like a bunch of little clips that you find like really funny and make the short content and then also post that? Because I don't see as much of that.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just such a lazy person. I make the one episode and it's like about an hour long. That's what I aim for. Sometimes it's a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm actually really trying to do moving forward is be a little bit more diligent with making clips. Because you're right, people want to watch like shorter form stuff. They don't want to spend an hour watching it. Some people are down.
Yeah.
They're like, I got the hour. I didn't see what happened this weekend. Let me check it out. But yeah, like creating that like 5 to 10 minute stuff is solid. That's what Zane right now is doing. He's crushing it. Zane is also doing recaps of tournaments like I am, but his is like less than 10 minutes long, and people I love it. I watch it. I'm like, dang, this is like really good.
Yeah.
So I think he tapped into that really well.
Yeah, and his is almost like a hybrid, right? It's not 30 seconds. It's not
Right.
30 minutes or an hour. It's kind of just like, 8 to 12 minutes, something like that, where you're kind of like talking about something, but just fast enough that you can get through it quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Zane does a really good job at, I call it self-promoting. That's what I call it, self-promoting,
Yeah.
you know, kind of pushing himself out there. But I think it's the right thing to do, especially, you know, neither him or I, as, you know, we're good friends. We don't have the results that we, you know, once used to have. So then just kind of being able to do a little bit of everything and putting it all together kind of goes a long way.
Yeah.
So have you ever had like one video where it just did so good, you know, kind of like an outlier, and then you're like always trying to reach that, like, you know, number right there or whatever it was for you?
Yeah, well, I'll say probably my best video to date is at the end of every year, which has only been 2 years so far, but I'll do it every year moving forward still, is I'll do like a compilation of all the best moments throughout the year. But the way I did it in 2024 at the end was I did it by category. So I had different categories like the best shots, you know, the best off the court moments with people on the sidelines. But the one that really popped off was all the crash outs, like all the rage moments.
Crashes are good.
I know you know about crash outs. You
I
had one of the
know
greatest
about
crash
crash
outs of all time.
Yeah,
dude.
I do.
So
You reacted to that one?
oh yeah, oh hell yeah, dude! I think I opened my show with that. That was like
sick.
That was like incredible.
So I started Sorry Not Sorry Pickleball.
Yeah.
So you owe me some equity.
I do, yeah. Dude, yeah. Shout out to you for that. That was crazy. Slamming the paddle down into the crowd, and then you're like, my bad. Dude, that's still one of the most memorable crash outs. But honestly, like, it's stuff like that is so much to me. That's what I want to see. Like, you know, crazy shots are cool, highlights are cool, but bro, when you see somebody like Zane Ford trying to snap his paddle over his knee and then he can't do it is hilarious.
Yeah.
You know, or Christian Alshon like doing something crazy where he's crashing out, like that to me is like so good. And you see the results. I mean, that one video has probably like 50, 60,000 views or something like that. So I think everybody else also likes to see that. It's captivating. It's real emotion, you know what I mean? And I think it's relatable.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, because showing emotion, right? Like everyone thinks like, oh, pro athlete, whether it's pickleball, whether it's tennis, whatever it is, they're always kind of like, they're always keeping them in like the highest accountability possible. So they see like Roger Federer, like never says a word, never shows any sort of emotion, and then like everyone's like, you should be like that, and then it's like, well, we're all fucking humans. So
Yeah,
what do you want me to
like,
do?
that's him. That's what he does. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that that's like the ideal thing.
Yeah, but I think emotion is good and people enjoy it because, you know, people are emotional and we all like to see certain things, and, you know, you kind of like do it or go through it and then you think about it and then you kind of learn from that, right?
If you want to argue to me that like being stoic is a better strategy for being like more effective, all right, I'll buy that all day long. Like maybe that's true, but it bums me out and it actually kind of frustrates. It gets me emotional when people try to like tell me that like, no, you shouldn't do that. Like, don't do that. It's bad for the sport or whatever. I'm like, you could not be any more wrong when you say something like that. Like, dude, imagine if somehow everybody playing pickleball was just super stoic, never showed emotion, like always raising their hand to say sorry at every little thing, you know. It's like that would be so boring, dude.
So let me ask you something, and this is kind of like a weird question, but would you say it's better to be, let's say, stoic, but it's hard to control your emotions, so then you're just kind of like upset, but you're not throwing your paddle and you're just mad and whatever? Or would you let it out, throw your paddle in 2 minutes after you're over it?
Yeah, that's an interesting debate, right? Like, what's the better move there? Like, contain it and you're just... Because the thing is, like, if you're stoic in a way where you're able to, like, accept and compartmentalize your emotions and, like, put it to the side and, like, come to, like, a place of peace within yourself, okay. But if you're just hiding it... and you're white knuckling your anger and like, I'm not gonna do anything, like that's distracting.
Isn't that what Christian does? Kind of.
I think so, dude.
Yeah.
I think so. You know what I mean? So like anytime you hide it, that to me, it's distracting. Like for yourself, because you're just thinking about that one thing, you can't even focus. So if slamming a paddle or punching a paddle or hitting a ball up into the crowd is what's gonna get it out and make you like play better and release that, I don't know. I think that could help. Yeah.
So it's just subjective, essentially.
Yeah, it is.
Depends
Everybody's
how you
different.
go about
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So talking about crash outs as you were speaking, like what are your top 3, top 5 by order that are like best crash out moments?
You are definitely up there with that paddle slam.
Yeah.
That was honestly, you know why? Because it's the 180 where you just like, you slam it, you're so pissed. And then you just like instantly go to like, shit, I'm sorry, my bad. Like just like you like felt such remorse. It was like, you're not like a sociopath. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, he gets like that almost like hurt somebody.
I will say something though, which is like really funny because that happened, right? I threw my paddle. I'm like, oh fuck. I go and apologize, hands up. Then I literally like high five Fed and Pablo for winning, and like I think I even hugged both of them or whatever it was. And then I'm walking off the court, and Don comes up to me. I don't even remember that or not, right? And then the internet got everything just so twisted. It was like he threw the paddle, he tried to kill the grandma, and then he was asking the grandma for the fucking paddle back. And then he's like he pushed Don out of the way, and I'm like, what is going on? And then I remember, because I didn't care that much, I was like, I felt bad for what I did, but I didn't care about the comments. And then I remember my friends sending me literally comments saying like, if I was in the crowd, he would have to like see me in the parking lot and all this stuff.
Cap.
Like all my friends sending me like, I don't even fucking know you, homie.
You wouldn't have done anything anyway. They would not have done anything.
It was like no chance. And but yeah, no, I felt really bad, and then like it literally lasted like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
it was like I threw, and it's like, oh fuck, my bad. But yeah, so okay, that's one of them.
So that's one. I would say that's number 3. Number 2, I mean, the one that just pops into my mind is Zane Ford like trying to break it. I think that was just like the perfect moment. It was so funny because he couldn't do it. But number 1, absolutely number 1, was that match last year, I think in the summer, where Colin Johns absolutely lost it on the one net court. I think they were playing Hayden and Pablo, if I remember correctly. In San Clemente. Yeah, and he's like, ah! Yeah, dude. I was in the crowd for that, laughing so hard. And literally, there is a shot on camera of him doing this and me in the background with my friends just howling with laughter. I screenshot it. I have it literally like on the like digital picture frame in my house, and occasionally I will see it and just reminisce on that like fantastic moment.
That's so funny. I love CJ. We go way back. We played like Nationals 2019 or something together.
Wow.
So we've known each other for a while. We get along really well. I had Caden and Augie here for a podcast, and then we're talking about like the mental game and blah blah blah. And then Caden started talking about like how there's some people that are mental masters and some people that are not. And then he said that Colin was not a mental master. I just like lost my fucking shit. It was so funny.
Like that one time he's just talking to the ball. He's just like talking. He's like, why won't you bounce the way I want you to bounce?
It is pretty good.
Mental mastery.
Yeah, that's funny though. How do you feel about the lifetime over the Vulcan now?
Honestly, I was saying to someone yesterday, because, you know, like us amateur players, like it's harder for us, I think, to notice the differences in balls.
Yeah.
Like, bro, before the lifetime thing came out, like if you had told me like, yo, play with this ball's better, this ball's like worse, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I could tell the difference. It's not that big of a deal. But dude, if you ever stop mid game and go from like a Franklin to a lifetime ball, you feel the difference. And I've talked to other amateur players and they feel the same way. They're like, this one I actually can feel and it bounces like better. I'm like, dude, yeah, this is a big difference. The thing that really sold me on the lifetime ball was, I think it was Chris Olsen put out a video where they slowed it down super slow-mo and he showed each ball. And whenever the ball bounces on the ground, it like dents in like the bounce of it. And it like takes a while for it to come back out to round. Lifetime was the only one that the minute it came off the ground, it was back to round again.
Okay, interesting.
So I was like, yo, that is like a clear, tangible difference that I can see. And that's why, you know, you hear, oh, it bounces better. It's a true bounce. It's like, okay, but what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then you see that and you're like, oh, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Okay, that definitely is like for real.
Yeah. I will say that like on the pro side, like you are seeing a lot less like missed returns or like really short bad return and like people getting upset over the bounce. Like now it's like you miss, it's on you, homie.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
So So obviously you have your own style of like editing and doing your content, but have you ever thought about kind of like starting like an actual pickleball podcast? To me, like yours is more of a show,
Yeah.
right? Like I would
Yeah.
call it more of a comedy like show while
Yeah.
you kind of do a recap ish, right? And you do a recap more of basically the funny side of stuff,
Yeah.
right? But have you ever thought about like doing like something like this that we're doing, or doing something on your own?
I don't
or-
know. Honestly, like this stuff, I'll just leave to like someone like you. You know, you bring it, but because like you have a good perspective, right? Like you're a pro player, you're out there doing all this. Obviously, you know the game very well, so that's like an interesting perspective. I think people want to like see and hear from. For me, I'm just like a fan, and I play pickleball just like everybody else. So I don't know. I'm like, there's enough of this out there.
Yeah.
I've done other things to try to experiment. You know, I've done like for a while this year, I was doing I called it Family Feud, but it was like a twist on Family Feud.
Yeah.
Where it was like pickleball style. I did a survey, got 100 something people, got questions, and it was like, you know, who's the most unathletic male out there? And number one answer is like Matt Wright, you know, and who's like, name a pickleball sibling pair, and people are trying to name that. So we had prizes and everything, and it was a ton of fun. It was just kind of a lot of work. So
Yeah.
I kind of put a pause on that. But one thing I've been thinking about doing though, it's kind of random, but hear me out. So I don't watch a lot of like live streamers. You know, they have these live streamers like the IRL stuff, or people who will like play video games and stream that
Yeah, like
stuff.
a Twitch thing or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. I'm not like a gamer or anything like that. But occasionally when I'm on Twitter or X, I will see clips of like, you know, Kai Cenat and that dude I Show Speed. And I've been fascinated with them. I'm like, yo, they're like pretty entertaining. They have like funny clips. And so I like tuned in like a few times just to see what that's all about. And I would watch and I'm like, oh, I get it. Like I'm not really like totally crazy about it, but I totally get the appeal to it. And now I'm watching this dude, I Show Speed, is going around the country for the last, like for 30 days. He's going like stop to stop to stop. He's streaming the whole thing 24/7. And it's been actually kind of fascinating. He's going to like different cities and going to these restaurants and meeting all these people and stuff. And I'm like, yo, I think there's an open space for someone to do that in the pickleball world. Like it would be kind of cool if like on a weekend there was a streamer who went in and just recorded their whole thing of them just going in and looking at all the matches on the back courts. Maybe at night they like hang out with some people and go do some stuff. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what you do when you're away, but maybe you go to like a little club or a bar. Maybe you're just chilling, playing some mini golf or something. Or maybe you're just chilling at a hotel or doing nothing. I don't know. But I'm like, there could be something interesting if somebody went to like these tour stops and did like a live stream and got people involved, like different pro players.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know if I'm the guy for that, but I'm like, there could be something there, because I think that's where the energy is right now with the young people, is like the live streaming.
Yeah, and I could totally see that. And the biggest reason to me is because nowadays I feel like people kind of live through the screen of somebody else's
Yeah.
life, which is really kind of fucked up when you think about it.
Oh, it totally
in my
is.
opinion,
It's dystopian.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say though, like I know who Kai Cenat is. I know who I Show Speed, and not personally, but just kind of
Yeah.
like you know, just from watching. There's a guy named Neon or
Yeah, yeah.
something like that, and like to me, I just could not imagine them being the same way they're on camera as how they would be like off camera.
Yeah.
And so if I was going to do something like that, because I'm already the tournaments or whatever it is, like I just couldn't just be an absolute idiot for like 12 hours a day straight.
Yeah.
Like it would be impossible.
Yeah.
Like I can't act that way. I'm
You
more
got to
in
turn
the-
off sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like I couldn't be like, I find that the most the content that does the best anywhere, whether it's pickleball or not, like it's the cringiest, like literally the cringiest
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't do it.
Yeah.
That's why I just do this.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so I don't know. And like I've tried doing like, hey, like even if I record myself talking about some weird shit and I look at it and I'm like, it's fucking lame. And I just like delete it, you know? But like Naruto does a good job with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of tough. Do you find yourself, now that you have a lot of subscribers and viewers, that, you know, obviously they get us confused. So like, you know,
Bro.
they think you're me
Yes.
and also they think I'm you.
Yeah.
But do you just get like, do people want to take pictures? Do you get stopped and people say, hi, I love your content? Do they hate your content? Do you get all the above? Like, how does that work for you?
Mostly positive.
Yeah.
It's people like, because I, play open play like anybody else, and every now and then someone will be like, are you that guy who's on YouTube? I'm like, I try to play dumb sometimes. I'm like, YouTube? What? And they're like, you're the Sorry Not Sorry guy. Somebody called me Mr. Sorry Not Sorry one time.
Mr. Sorry, yeah.
I have had people who aren't big fans, you know. I had one time somebody was like, hey, stop being so mean to Rachel Rohrbacher. And I was like, yo, that is so random, but all right, fair enough. So, you know, it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody's going to like you. And I've seen some people sometimes that like kind of like snub me like a little bit, like they like clearly like are avoiding me. And I don't know, maybe I'm in my head about that, but I'm like, do they not like my show? Like, do they not like me? And obviously people in the comment section could be rough sometimes.
Yeah.
So
do you take that personally sometimes or no? Or you just kind of like,
yo, I want to say no, but honestly, yeah. Like
Yeah.
people are like, yo, his laugh is so annoying. Get this guy to shut up. I'm like, oh, they're so right. I am so annoying.
Yeah.
But it's like, whatever. At the end of the day, there's also a whole ton of people that say positive things and also might feel positive ways, but don't say it, you know?
Right.
So it is what it is.
Yeah, you do get a little bit of everything. You ever get any death threats?
No.
No, not
Have
yet.
you?
When the paddle stuff happened, it got a little weird.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with everybody saying that, if I saw him, if you did that to me, I'd fucking see him
Yeah.
in the parking lot.
Yeah, no, literally. I didn't know exactly word by word what they were saying, but I got like, you know, this weird like DM requests like telling me like you wouldn't throw you wouldn't throw your paddle in my fucking face or whatever. And I'm like, I probably would.
Everybody's
Probably would.
tough in the DMs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you play mostly at Los Cab. Do you
Yeah.
play anywhere else?
Dude, I live at Lowe's Cab, so I have no
fuck.
reason to go anywhere else.
No way.
I got so lucky. Yeah.
Wait, how did that happen?
Dude, okay. So I had my lease up at my last apartment, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool. I want to move closer to Lowe's Cab. I want to get a membership there. Let me look in the area. And I'm on Zillow, and I'm like, yo, that one little purple dot looks like it's in Lowe's Cab. And I'm zooming in. I'm like, wait a minute, that is in Lowe's Cab. And I called them up. They're like, yeah, we just renovated all these apartments. You get membership included. Bro, my door, I walk out to the left, there's open play like right there. I could not live any closer to a pickleball court.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's a dream come true. I'm honestly like, it hurts me because I know at some point I'm gonna have to leave.
Yeah.
Like if I want like a family or something.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, dude, that's gonna be such a tough goodbye. This is like too good.
What is that like? Is it like a studio? Is it like a 2-bed
It's a 1-bedroom apartment.
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. And what are you like above the pool or something?
I'm first floor, right in front of the pool. That's the one downside is because they're blasting like the same music every day. I can't even tell you how many times I've heard the song "Creep." Like it plays like 3 times a day. You know, and I got like the shower is right in front of my window, so I work at home, and literally all day it's just dudes in speedos just showering. I'm like, this is like gross and annoying, but
You fucking love that.
yeah, I'm like, I can't get enough of it. But-
As much as I love Los Cab, and obviously I go there and I adore everyone there, they do have some interesting people. Like, people just go like into the jacuzzi in the
Dude.
middle of the fountain thing. Like,
Yo, all the jacuzzi heads are so funny, dude. Like everybody in there has like a crazy story, I'm sure. They're all characters. Yeah.
it's so funny. I had this thing where there was a table, right? And all 4 players that we were playing on one of the middle courts, we put all our stuff on the table. And we're playing whatever, and I see this guy, and he walks up to the table and starts looking through my bag.
Oh.
And
It was over by the jacuzzi?
No, this is like right by like where the 2 challenge courts are.
Oh,
whatever
okay,
those
yeah.
2
Oh, I
courts
know what you're
are.
talking about, yeah.
And it's like kind of like right outside of that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, like, do you need something? And he goes, this is my bag.
Oh.
And I'm like, no, you're looking inside. You can, like, if you have all those 6 paddles that are like, yeah, it might be yours, but I don't think so. And he goes, this is the lost and found. This is my bag.
The lost
And yeah, and like my wallet was in there. And I usually carry some cash.
Yeah.
So I fucking like run over or whatever and like take my wallet.
You were like
out.
mid-game?
I was like I was just practicing, just like
Yeah.
quote unquote training. And then like, you know, my guys came by and he's like, yeah, like this is all our shit. Like there's like, and he's like, well, this is lost and found. Like you can put this shit here. And then he like leaves all mad at us. And he just leaves my bag or his
Dude,
bag
that
there.
is the strangest thing
And
ever.
I was like, sounds good. Take my bag, take it to the court.
yeah, what the fuck?
And the only reason why we put it was because it was shaded.
Oh, yeah.
it's
So
like it
your
was just
bag's
shaded.
not heating up.
So that was just kind of interesting. But
that does not surprise me. There's
Yeah.
people like that at Lowe's Cab,
But
for sure.
most of my experience, I mean, 99.9% of my experience at Los Cab is like super positive. So
Oh man,
yeah,
it's
so
a
you
great
always
place.
get
There's a
that
lot of good
somewhere.
people there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are fun and friendly. You see the same
Yeah.
people all the time. So
So with you watching a lot of this pro pickleball and finding out clips and moments and whatever, like, do you have like a like top three like favorite male pros, female pros? Do you have like somebody that you're just kind of like, God, this fucking guy, man? Like,
I mean, yeah, you know, I don't know. Like, I don't like fanboy out like that. Like, I see some people. I got this one. I wouldn't really call him a friend. He's somebody I used to play with kind of a bit. And he like really fanboys for Ben Johns. Like to the point where I remember at San Clemente, dude, he's literally like, Ben, give me your shirt. Give me your shirt. Ben takes off his sweaty ass shirt and gives it to him. And he's like, yes. And he's like, this is the second time I've done this. I'm like, bro, that is disgusting and
gross.
Creepy and weird. But I definitely, favorite players for sure, CJ Klinger. I mean, I've been watching him since 2023 when he's back in the APP, you know, playing with Andre Mick, I remember. Yeah. And I was like, dude, this kid is so young. He's lefty, tall, lanky. He's pretty good.
Yeah.
And he's just gotten better and better every year. And
yeah.
So I'm good friends with him and his dad too. Darren is awesome.
Darren's awesome. I love
Darren's
that
a cool
family.
dude.
Yeah.
So, CJ actually wore a Sorry Not Sorry hat at
sick.
one of the matches. Yeah. What was it, like a few weeks back? So I was like, oh, that's so dope. But yeah, I mean, J-Dub always has a soft spot in my heart because that was like always, you know, he was like kind of the original motivation for why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I always love a solid interview from J-Dub still to this day. And I don't know, I guess a player that kind of just just not really a big fan of. Is that kind of what you're asking?
Yeah.
I mean, Christian Alshon, I think, is that for me. He's really good. I'll give him his flowers.
He's very good.
He's really, really good. Obviously, he just won a gold medal in singles, you know, and it's undeniable. He's like one of the top players
in every event. That's hard to do.
Oh yeah. And he definitely seems like he's working hard. So when it comes to pickleball, he's fantastic, but he is so cringy sometimes. Like, and I'm just like, dude, like, just come on, man. Like, be genuine, you know? Like, he'll go up there. I remember it was so funny. Like, he would, like, go up in the interview and he'd be like, I don't even remember what he's like, Las Vegas, how we doing? And I'm like, bro, you're doing the Tyson McGuffin thing. Like, leave that to Tyson McGuffin. You know what I mean? So, yeah, of course the crowd just doesn't react to like just tepid applause. Like, ooh. Yeah. So
do you think like Christian aside, right? Like, do you think there's people that genuinely just try so hard at home to like find something that they can do to like be like try to look better to the outside eye in the public? Like, do you think Christian in this case, even that's like Christian aside, like he went home and was like, what is Tyson doing? Like, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Like, trying to learn from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like that, if let's just say that's what he did, it's shallow analysis, you know, because it's not that Tyson says, you know, San Clemente, how we doing? And that's the secret formula. It's that he's connected with the people that are watching, you know, and Tyson he does seem like he's just a genuinely like that kind of guy. Like, he loves the crowd energy and he's good with that. Like, you could say whatever you want about Tyson McGuffin. You watch him play live, that dude is like, electric is kind of a corny overused word with him, but it is the truth, bro. You're like, yo, now I get what you mean by electric. Like, it's just fun. He's like engaging and entertaining. So, you know, that's like the deeper thing to think about, not the just literal, like, what did he say and what did he do? Yeah. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't fault anybody for trying to like, you know, be a bigger name. This is your guys' profession. You know what I mean? Like, this is your money. This is your career. This is your family is eating because of this. So you do have to think of ways to not only get better at the sport, but better at the marketing side, you know, and you got to get sponsorships and all that. So it's like, nobody wants to sponsor someone who has a bad reputation. Although somehow Al Hooney has a sponsor, you know? So, you know, but it's not like he's getting a bunch of paddle offers. I'm sure maybe he is, but nobody's excited to be like, you know, sponsoring someone with a bad reputation or someone that just isn't very likable. It's just more mundane. It's the people who are, you know, like have a positive reputation or well known. Honestly, as much as I am talking shit right now, I know a lot of people that are huge Christian Alshon fans. Yeah. Like, I have one buddy who literally like is just obsessed with him. Every time I go to an event with him, he's like, I'm gonna go ask Christian Alshon for his paddle. I'm like, okay, dude. Like, he's just absolutely obsessed. So, you know, he's tapping into something. He's got fans, so like, it's working. Yeah,
no, I agree. I just always think of like people, because I'm a pretty genuine, like, it is what it is type of guy, like laid back, like I'll figure it out type of guy. Now you see people kind of like like in my head, I'm like, they're just training at home in front of the mirror.
Oh,
It's like, how
yeah.
you doing, New York? You know what I mean? That's like the image that I
dude,
get.
this is like not real.
Yeah, and like kind of like you said, like with Tyson, like you feel like he's genuine and it's there, and he's like actually pumped and he wants to talk to people and he goes to the crowd and signs people, well, hats, whatever he does. He's great with it. But then you also have other people that they'll just sit and it's like, you've been studying.
Yeah.
It's just like it's not a test. It just kind of needs to come out like more genuine. You know?
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's at the core of like everything. And it even goes back to what we were talking about with the like, do you want to be like a quiet, stoic player? Do you want to scream and get angry and smack your paddle, whatever it is? It, to me, if you're coming from a genuine place, I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Even if it bothers or annoys me. You know, like that's the whole screaming debate. Everyone's like, Kate Fahey needs to stop screaming. That's impolite and blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, I don't know. She seems like that's like her thing. That's like what she does. And like, yeah, she does it a lot. And if I was on the other side of it, I'd be like rolling my eyes at her. You know what I mean? But like, hey, like if that's your thing, like go for it. You know what I mean?
So that's a good question, right? Because to me, there's some stuff on the pickleball court. Like if you go into if you start tapping into the personal stuff when you're playing somebody, it gets kind of weird.
Yeah.
Right? Especially when you could be playing a tournament with that person like next week. Right?
Yeah.
But what do you think is like too far? Like if I'm playing a tournament, whatever, like what's too far? What's not enough? Like where do you see pro pickleball? Like where should it be at as far as like antics and things like that? What do you think would be the most entertaining? Well, I guess you can answer a different,
Well, if you ask me what's the most entertaining, honestly, I think even when it does get personal, while it might be like distasteful, I'm captivated. You know, when we're talking about like entertaining, like what is the definition of that? It's like captivating, like you want to watch it, like your attention is on it, right? So like whether that's good or bad, if you are getting personal with something, like I'm not going to turn it off. Maybe some people would, but myself, I'm like, yo, this is getting crazy. The person that comes to mind is like Matt Wright, you know, chirping at like Tyler Loong. I don't know if he's really gotten that personal, but maybe he has, you know, but like seeing that live in person on like one of the backcourts, you're like, bro, this is like the best game I've ever watched. And it's literally all just because of chirping. Personally, I don't have a problem with like anything. Obviously, that's a different question than what would I do? What's my personal line? But like seeing somebody else, I don't know. I don't really. My line is like, hey, if you're like threatening violence on someone, I'm like, all right, I wouldn't be upset if like the PPA like or MLP for that matter stepped in and was like, yo, we're fining you or whatever it is. We're gonna punish you somehow because you can't be threatening people with violence. Like, that's a fair line to draw.
So you draw the line at.
That's where I draw the line. Anything before that,
okay.
I say go for it. Like as far as like what should be punished. Like if you're on my team and you're like chirping real hard and it's like distracting me or you feel like you're not really locked in, like I would probably say something like, bro, like let's not ruffle their feathers because it might motivate them more. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's even good strategy or that you should do it. I think a lot of times when this conversation happens, it's like people just kind of talking about how they would play. But that's really separate from like, what do you think should be done about it? Because I see a lot of people saying like they should be fined for talking smack or fined for screaming. I'm like, you want to take money away from someone because they did something that you don't like? I mean, I don't know, man. It's just like, how do you even like define that in a way that's fair to everybody then?
Well, what are your thoughts on the targeting rule then?
I don't think there should be a rule against it. Yeah. Dude, like, I mean, it's a risk, right? You aim for somebody's head, you might miss, and then there you go. And honestly, like, it's like anything, dude. It's like, you know, like, to me, it's like everybody wants to have this, like, you know, top-down approach of like, well, the UPA or the MLP or PPA needs to get these people in trouble to stop the behavior we don't want to see. But here's the thing that honestly a lot of people don't want to talk about. I haven't heard anybody say this. How do they enforce things in something like baseball? When somebody pisses you off, if you celebrate a home run, how do we stop that from happening?
Dude, I have no idea.
You hit that next player that comes up. The pitcher hits the next guy up.
Yeah.
Beans him right in the side.
Okay.
And so that is a bottom-up approach where it's like, hey, if I celebrate this home run, I'm putting the rest of my team at risk because that pitcher might hit my next guy.
Yeah.
So there's like this unwritten rule that, and baseball is like you're not allowed to do anything. But that's not because MLB will fine you if you celebrate something.
Yeah.
It's because there are consequences from the other team. They're like, hey, I'll sacrifice you getting on first base. I'm going to hit you with this ball at 95 miles per hour to send a message.
Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, if you don't like someone screaming, if you don't like someone targeting you, you have an option. It's one ball that might go out of bounds, but you do have an option there.
But you could argue that in both cases, it's pretty dangerous because you could lose an eye.
100%.
Right?
100%.
And like, here's the thing with pickleball that doesn't align with, like, let's say baseball. And I'm not arguing your point. I'm just kind of adding to it. Is that, hey, if I'm getting paid fucking $70 million a year and I get hit with a ball 95 miles an hour, hey, it is what it is, man. I'll take it.
I got enough. I can call it quits here.
But if you're making, I don't know, like 60, 70K, just barely making ends meet playing pickleball, and you're trying to do whatever, and now you're getting fucking wailed at the face with a whiff
You
ball.
lose an eye, then that's it.
Yeah, then
you
you're
never
done,
got
and
anything
now
out
you're poor
of it.
and living under a bridge forever.
Yeah. I'm with you. I hear what you're saying for sure. And I honestly, like, you know, there's a whole glasses thing. Should you wear glasses? I don't think it should be mandatory, but I think it's a fucking great idea. If you're playing at that level, you probably should wearing some type of eye protection.
Yeah.
But it all comes down to one thing. It's like, what are we going to do about it? Like, what is the method for stopping something that you don't like? And to me, the way I see it, there's only really one way to force that, and that's through like a fine or a suspension. And that to me is not justified for targeting, for screaming, for cursing, for saying something personal. I don't see that as like a fair punishment at all. You know what I mean?
No, I think once anything kind of like touches the pockets, it gets out of hand a little bit too. Because it's so like, you know, Kwon got fined, 50 G's or whatever it was. Ben got fined. I don't know. Colin got fined too with the MLP. And it's like once it starts kind of like, you know, like the bank account and, you know, like it's food on the table, like things like that, then it starts getting a little weird.
Yeah.
So.
I will say, to me, that's a little bit different. Because I hear what you're saying. It's like you're taking money from someone just like willy-nilly. Like you just get to determine that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, if it's like a contractual thing, I don't know what was in their contract. So I don't even know if it was. But if it's a contractual thing that you sign, then like, I don't know, like I think you do have to like hold them to that. I wish there was probably a better way to go about it, but you know, not playing, that's like, why are we paying you then if you're not playing?
For
you know
sure.
what I mean? Although they have a fair argument to say, well, when we agreed to this, we agreed for certain conditions, and one of those conditions is that we play in a facility that actually has lighting.
Yeah.
Like if they made you guys play in the dark, nobody would do that. You know what I mean? So it's like, where do you draw the line in the lighting? They have their things that they say, well, this amount of LUT or whatever, what do you call it? The watts, or, you know, all the little terminology they have for measuring that. I'm like, is that too far? I don't know, but I'm like, I get it, at least is what I'm saying. I
like it's not, it's very logical. It just makes sense, right? Like, hey, like supposed to be 70, it's fucking 25.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Right. Like that I get. But I will say, like, I think kind of what you were saying earlier, the one thing that I think would fix a lot of pickleball issues would be less hotter paddles and then just more spin.
Yeah.
Because like now part of the issue is, well, I can't see shit and it's coming at me so fucking fast.
Yeah.
Right now it's dangerous.
Yeah.
But if it's not coming at you fast, then you have that extra time to kind of react, right? On the other hand, too, like now it's like, hey, we're aiming for body shots and face shots because it works.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's coming so fast that it just works.
What could you even do about it? Yeah.
But if it was less power and more spin, first of all, that ball could just land in, maybe. I don't know, right? And then secondly, like, well, I also have just the extra time to get out of the way, where now it's just like anything you just hit right at the person, it's just can't move out of the way. And I'm talking at the professional level.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine if you're playing 4 or 5, well, you know, whatever you're playing, if you just want to aim for somebody's chest, like, you can probably do it every single time.
Dude,
right?
It's crazy. Well, that's why I'm kind of like, I'm in favor of what they're doing right now with the whole switch up with the paddles, where they're like trying to tone them down. They got the new regulations set. I'm like, I think that's good. Like, honestly, you know, a lot of people back in, I think it was when they were playing in Australia. Were you there in the Australia one?
Mm-mm.
Okay, yeah. But watching it like, on TV, like it was a Franklin, which was just a slower ball. So that was like the one change, is like having a slower ball. The rallies were incredible.
Yeah,
you know what I
I
mean?
agree
Like,
with that.
yeah, it was just like a slower game is not necessarily bad. The one thing I always hear is people talk about racquetball. Like racquetball used to be some crazy sport and people loved it, and the pro level was popping, and then they just made it too quick, and the rallies were shorter, and then everybody kind of lost interest in it. And it'd be a shame if that happened to pickleball.
Do you think it's heading that direction now with the lifetime ball and the paddles getting super hot?
I would say yes, up until that change with the UPAA, with the whole paddle thing, with the new regulations. Like that's a step in the right direction. I don't know if that's enough, and I know that the ball is obviously more poppy, so maybe it kind of just like cancels each other out, and it's still heading that direction. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's a tough argument to make that it should be faster. You know what I mean?
Well, everyone always talks about viewership. It's always like, hey, if somebody that doesn't know what the fuck thinking is, are they going to think this is stupid?
Yeah.
That's always the argument.
Yeah.
Right? So then it's like, okay, let's just hit drives and everything is fast and everything's hands battle, everything's speed ups, everything is tagging people, right? And I don't know, I had this conversation many times, but the reality is the reason why a women's pickleball is so entertaining to watch is because, yes, they hit the ball hard, but it's not as hard as the guys hit it.
Yeah.
So a guy hits a ball, like let's say Deco Bar. Like that guy's a fucking unit.
Yeah.
He hits the ball, the ball is like if you hit a speed up to him, the chance of the point being over is 100%.
Yeah.
Whether
Just
he
counted
wins,
right back at you.
whether he wins it or loses it is one thing, but the point is over.
Yeah.
Right? If you speed the ball up at Anna Lee, which is by far the greatest pickleball player on earth, that ball is coming back and forth.
Yeah.
Right? And it's not coming as fast.
Mm-hmm.
They're standing off the line, whatever it is, and they just kind of have a rally and they go back to resetting, whatever it is. Then again, you hit that same ball to Christian Alshon, he fucking hits a winner.
Yeah.
Like, right? So it's almost nearly impossible. But then again, like if you go back to, well, if you can't really attack because it's so slow, like is dinking boring?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I will say I was at the MLP finals this year. I brought some family members, and they'd never watched pro pickleball before. So I was like kind of curious just to get their like unfiltered thoughts. And it was kind of funny because every time they started dinking, my cousin and my brother just started dying laughing because they had no idea that that's how it was played.
Yeah.
They're like, what are they doing? What is going on? But honestly, all it took was explaining to them like what was happening and why that's like good strategy. And then they were totally bought in.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I get it. It doesn't look great for TV, and like you don't have somebody there. Like if you're just a random boomer just scrolling through your TV channels and you see that, you're like, what's going on here? Why are they hitting it so slow? But if you have somebody that's able to explain that, you totally get it right away. But the problem is that we all don't want Dave Fleming to explain 30 times a game what dinking is. You know what I mean? Like everybody already hates enough that he just repeats himself, It's like, I totally get that too. So it's a tough balancing act. You know what I mean? Like obviously you don't want more dinking, but I think we want the sport to exist like at the pro level for a long time. So
Yeah.
I think there's more risk associated with speeding up the game than there is with slowing it down. And yeah, it comes with some more dinking. You know what I mean?
I agree because I don't think the growth of the game has to do with the fact that it's gotten faster.
Yeah.
It has only gotten faster because the equipment's gotten better.
Yeah.
But I don't think the equipment getting better and the sport getting faster is making the sport growth higher.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Some people would make that argument that it correlates like, oh, well, look, if you look at the viewership, it tracks with how hot the paddles are. But it's like, that's not because of that.
Yeah,
it's just
I don't
coincidence.
think so at all. I think
that's
it's
in the same
coincidence,
direction.
and I think it's just like over time, and obviously all the good work that UPA, PPA, MOP, like even APP, they're all doing really good stuff, right? And that has to do with that has more to do with the growth of the sport than anything else.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand is from a professional myself standpoint, I also coach sometimes, not all the time, but I coach sometimes. And the reality is, like everyone that is not an absolute, like I'm gonna call it pro on the pro tour, everyone's still thinking and drops. Mm-hmm. Like everyone's like, how do I hit this drop? I want to work on my kitchen game.
Yeah.
I want to work on my two-y dink.
Yeah.
Like everything is soft.
Yeah.
Right? And you have to kind of explain to them like, yeah, you need that, but if I blast the ball at you and you cannot get it back,
Yeah.
you're never gonna dink.
Yeah.
Right?
You gotta get there first.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where, it kind of like, to my point, it's if they're all still trying to dink and drop properly, then the sport being faster, it doesn't really make a difference to the growth of pickleball itself, because everyone still wants to dink and drop.
Yeah.
So, and then the better players that can hit the shit out of the ball with spin, then they drive in, crash. So.
Well, I mean, there's definitely an argument to be made that like, hey, if the paddles are super hot, it's super fast, you got to be careful, because the minute you set one up in like the yellow zone, like just above the knees, you are screwed.
Yeah.
So like, how do you make sure you don't do that? You got to like drop the ball really, really well. So.
Well, that's the other thing too, right? It's like any ball that could be here 2 years ago, now if it's here is the winner.
Yeah.
Right, when it should be getting higher, but like now with this, you can just put it away.
Yeah.
Which is like super interesting. Well, let's talk about kind of like the future and the vision of you and Sorry Not Sorry.
Sure.
Where do you see Sorry Not Sorry going in the next year or two?
I don't know, man. I think I want to do more different types of content. Like, I obviously want to keep doing what I'm doing, but I think I want to try to do more. So I don't know what that looks like exactly, but we'll see. Yeah. I think I just like, now there's more people, it's like any competition, right? It's like, there's more people doing recaps now. So I got to like try to stand out and use that competition to kind of push me further. So I was doing the game show thing. That was fun. I might try to bring that back. I might try to do more live streams or something like that. Maybe I will try that idea, live at like one of these events, like next time in San Clemente, who knows, maybe just for like a few hours, I'll just walk around, talk with people and see if people are into that. I don't know. You know what I mean? So we'll kind of see, but
yeah,
I'm just going to keep chugging along, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you ever thought about expanding Sorry Not Sorry into like merch, maybe events?
Oh yeah.
Meet and greet. I don't know how popular you are.
I don't know about that meet and greet level, but
maybe pickleball products, like Sorry Not Sorry pickleball grip. I don't know.
Oh, that would be tight.
I
got to talk to Bodie. I do have merch. I got a little Etsy
John
store.
John is my guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Fair enough. All right.
Love you, Bodie.
I got merch though, for sure. So I just sold this shirt today. Like, people will wear this stuff. The thing that been really popping off, it's kind of a long story. I'll try to make it quick, but back in like 2023, me and some friends, we made these like fake teams up as like a joke. It was like during the trade wars where like this person signed with MLP, this person signed with PPA. So I had a friend who made like his own fake league, and we were on social media with our fake teams. I made a logo that was based off the LA Mad Drops logo, but it was Ben Johns' face and his mouth is open like, and I called it the Santa Monica Mouth Breathers, just like as a joke, like that was my team. And so I've had that like shirt sitting there for a while. Nobody really got it. But then Ben Johns went to the Mad Drops, and then I posted it like, yo, the prophecy has been fulfilled. And now I got a ton of people buying those shirts and wearing them out.
That's hilarious.
I went to an event, where was I? In San Diego for MLP playoffs. Some dad pulls me over. He's like, yo, man, my pictures love you. They want a picture with you. Will you take a picture with them? I'm like, yeah, of course. I go over there and they're like, look at their sign. They're holding a Santa Monica Mouth Breather sign, and they're just holding up. I'm like, yo, that is crazy. You got this like 12 and 13-year-old just like.
That's like one of those moments where you're just like, I made it.
Dude, yeah. I was like, that is so legit. That is so awesome.
That's so funny. So I guess my last question would be, if there was one brand or pro player, whatever you could collaborate with, who would it be? Or what would it be?
One pro player or brand?
Or one of each. And why?
Whoa. One pro player. I would love to do something with CJ Klinger. I don't know what that looks like, but that would be fun. Just like, what's a day in the life of CJ Klinger?
Yeah.
His dad will tell me stories like, sometimes I just go downstairs and see what he's doing, and he's just like watching film, and he's been watching for hours. And I'm like, yo, that's so legit. Like, that's such a funny image that he's just down there like cooking, just locked in. Yeah. So I would love to just see like sometimes like what a day in the life of that would be. A collab with a brand. I mean, I love the Proton Squad.
Is that what you play with?
That's what I play with, yeah.
Nice.
in what was it, 2023, I was doing a highlight on Andre Diescu in like the MLP final, and he was playing with that like pink and blue one. Remember that paddle? And I just made like a silly joke where it was I was like, is it a boy? Is it a girl? No, it's a man, and it's Andre Diescu. Like I just something corny like that. And Charles, who owns Proton, saw it, and he reached out to me. He's like, "Yo, I love that clip. Like, can I share that on my page? In exchange, I'll like hook you up with some paddles." And I was like, "Bro, for sure."
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And so he sent it to me. I'm like, "Yo, wait a minute. This paddle is actually like legit. I actually really liked it. At first, I thought it was like a little silly. I thought it felt weird, but I'm like, wait a minute. This is actually like a solid paddle." And so we've just been connected ever since. I'm hanging out with them all the time when I see them, and I've been to their facility. But yeah, it would be fun to do like maybe some type of video in their facility because they got a cool little spot there. So
Yeah, the headquarters.
Yeah.
I went to the headquarters in Vietnam.
You did?
I did.
Isn't it like a cafe or something there too, or something like that? Didn't I see that right?
I don't think so. I mean, it was this building, and you go in, and then you go through the elevator, floor, whatever it was, and then you go out there, and there's like a bunch of pickleball courts.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Yeah. It was really interesting.
I heard they were doing that. I'm like, yo, he just told me randomly. He's like, yeah, we're building a headquarters in Vietnam. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
But he's like, yo, turns out pickleball is huge in Vietnam.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dang it, that's a good move then.
The best part was like the pillars in the middle of the court.
They have pillars in the middle of the court?
Yeah, it's like if you're going to go hit a backhand and at the kitchen line, you hit the pillar. Well, it wasn't that
That's
good
an
of a
interesting
backhand.
training right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just shorten your swing, man. Get around the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all I got for you, bro. Thank you for coming
Yo,
to the
good
podcast.
stuff, man.
That was awesome. It was nice to finally meet my twin brother.
Yep. Spider-Man meme. We're like,
Yeah, literally. But yeah, thanks to you, Dripping, APO Pros for the paddles. Please check out his YouTube channel. Sorry, not sorry. I'm sure you already know all about it. Has more followers than I do. But yeah, thanks, guys. Thank you guys for watching.
peace out.
Yeah.